Good morning, everyone. It is a little noisy here. Everyone's still asleep, and my dishwasher is running, but it is a Music Tip Tuesday. Now, this isn't going to be a typical music tip because we're not going to be talking about a music technique or music theory, anything like that. Let's talk about something a little bit more time sensitive. We are at the end of a year, which means that a lot of people decide to make something called a New Year's resolution. Well, my question is, what is a good goal for a New Year's resolution for you? Well, as a musician, one thing that I think that people need to do every year is to grow a little bit more each year. Now, sometimes when we make those New Year's resolutions as musicians, we make them way too big. We say, this year's going to be our year. We're going to go and we're going to play Carnegie Hall. We're going to be the lead in an opera. We're going to make a new band, things like that. All of those things are good, yes, and they could happen. But we get really discouraged as musicians if we make goals that are way too far out of our reach. So, what we need to do is come up with a goal that is within our reach, something that we can do ourselves. So, I have three suggestions this year for you. So, this is my music tip, making reasonable New Year's resolutions as musicians. Number one, expand your musical tastes. Now, what that means is explore a genre you haven't explored before. If you're somebody who only ever listens to pop music, maybe it's time to go back and listen to some classic or some jazz, or even go ahead and start listening to some artists from different countries from where you live. Doing this not only makes you a better musician because you're hearing new ideas and getting new techniques, but it also gives you a chance to find something that you might actually love. Number two, plan out a way to practice better. Now, I can tell you that one of the things that defeats most musicians before they even begin to try anything is the fact that they don't have a good practice plan. They kind of just know what they know, and then they go for it. Unfortunately, this isn't really an age thing. This is a motivation thing. So I have some musicians who are quite young who make all kinds of progress because they're really motivated. And I have some musicians who have been musicians for a while and haven't really seen much progress because, again, there's no motivation. So one goal you can do is plan to practice better. Plan out how you want to practice. Plan out what days you want to practice. How long do you want to practice? What is it that you want to practice? Do you want to practice techniques so you can do whatever song you'd like in a better way? Do you want to practice more repertoire so you have more to offer? By planning out practices and planning to be better at practice in 2021, you're going to find that you're going to make a lot more progress and you might actually re-find that flame that made you want to be a musician in the first place. The last thing I would recommend, number three, and I kind of hinted on this in the very first one, is go ahead and try to see if you can find a unique instrument or a unique music thought that you've never explored before. This is different than listening to new music, because listening to new music is just listening to it, getting ideas. What I mean by finding a unique instrument is go and look in your cultural background, your heritage. Look in the heritage of something else that you really like. I have a Chinese flute that I work with from time to time. I have an Irish tin whistle, and I have a Native American flute as well. So I do play the flute, obviously, because I teach flute, but expanding by having these extra instruments, these extra ideas to work with, I'm learning to appreciate a different kind of sound, and I'm pushing myself to take what I already know and apply it in a different way. So by reaching out and finding a new style of instrument, new idea, you're only going to, again, increase and reinforce what you already know. Well, those are three really good tips to help you come up with a very achievable New Year's resolution as a musician. Well, I'll see you all next year for some more Music Tip Tuesdays. Have a great day. Bye.